Have you ever found yourself in the quiet aftermath of betrayal, wondering how people could twist your name with such precision? How rumors can spread faster than truth? How silence can feel like suffocation? If you've been there, if you're there right now, you already know this pain isn't just about broken trust. It's about identity. It's about having your character dragged through mud by those too afraid to face your strength. And here's the most damaging belief most people carry. If they're saying it, maybe it's true. That's the trap. That's the lie we're taught to believe. We confuse reputation with reality. We chase validation from people committed to misunderstanding us. But what if I told you, your silence doesn't mean surrender? What if I told you that in a world addicted to noise, stillness is power? And more importantly, what if I told you that karma, real, unshakable, and inevitable, has a longer memory than any lie ever whispered behind your back? Too many people believe justice must be loud. That healing has to be public. That redemption only matters when it's witnessed. But that's not how Stoicism works. That's not how Stoic relationships survive betrayal. In the quiet spaces, beneath the noise of gossip and slander, something sacred happens. Character reveals itself. And karma takes notes. This isn't about revenge, it's about restoration. About reclaiming your peace, your dignity, your inner strength. And when that shift happens, not only do you rise untouchable. In this video, I'm going to walk you through something deeper than a motivational pep talk. We're going to uncover why they tried to destroy your name in the first place. We'll dissect the hidden fear behind their smear campaigns, the psychology of envy that fuels betrayal, and the raw, liberating truth that silence is not weakness, it's strategy. We'll explore how Stoicism offers a lens to see your pain not as punishment, but as preparation. And by the end, you won't just understand karma, you'll embody it. So stay with me. This isn't just a story. It's your mirror, your strength, your awakening. And the most powerful part. We haven't even started the best part yet. 1. The psychology of slander. Have you ever stopped to wonder why someone would go out of their way to smear your name? Why people who once smiled in your face now whisper behind your back? It's tempting to think you must have done something wrong. That somehow you triggered it. But the truth is rarely that simple. In fact, most of the time, it has nothing to do with you, and everything to do with them. The psychology behind slander isn't rooted in justice or truth. It's rooted in fear. Fear of what you represent. Fear of the strength you hold that they don't. Fear that your very presence exposes the emptiness within them. That's why they try to twist your identity. Because they can't handle your authenticity. Think about it. People don't spend energy tearing down what they consider irrelevant. They attack what they perceive as a threat. And not because you hurt them, but because your existence alone, your calm, your power, your ability to walk with dignity, makes them feel exposed. It makes them uncomfortable with their own shadows. They're not reacting to your mistakes. They're reacting to your light. That's the core of slander. It's never really about justice. It's about projection. It's a confession, disguised as criticism. And if you pay attention to the venom they use, you'll start to see that it's not your flaws they highlight. It's their wounds they're trying to cover. They mock your calm because they live in chaos. They distort your intentions because they can't comprehend clarity. They call you fake because they fear your depth. So the louder they talk, the clearer their reflection becomes. The attack on your name is not a sign of your weakness, it's an admission of your strength. And yet this is where so many people fall into the trap. They feel the pressure to defend, to explain, to prove. But let me ask you, who are you explaining yourself to? People who are already committed to misunderstanding you? What would that accomplish? Stoic wisdom teaches us that the judgment of others is outside our control, and therefore irrelevant to our peace. You can't control what others say about you, but you can control whether or not you let it define you. And once you understand that, the game changes. You stop trying to correct every lie. You stop wasting energy on those who are invested in your failure. Instead, you conserve it. You redirect it. You build. You rise. And that silence, that refusal to react, that's where the power is. Because slander doesn't thrive in silence. It needs attention. It needs your outrage. It needs your breakdown to validate their false narratives. But when you don't give them that, they unravel. Slowly at first, then all at once. And here's where the Stoic mindset becomes your armor. When you operate from a place of inner stillness, of grounded truth, no amount of outside noise can shake you. You recognize the attacks not as facts, but as echoes of someone else's unresolved pain. Their betrayal is not your mirror, it's their confession. And that perspective changes everything. It allows you to walk through the storm without being consumed by it. To hear the lies without letting them settle in your soul. It reminds you that the people who truly know your character won't be swayed by whispers. They'll feel your truth in your actions, in your consistency, in your integrity. That's why in Stoic relationships, the foundation isn't built on words, it's built on essence. On presence. On the unwavering clarity of who you are, not who they say you are. And here's another hard truth. Sometimes the people who turn on you were never aligned with you in the first place. They were aligned with your benefits, your image, your glow. And the moment that glow threatened to outshine them, they chose to dim it through distortion. This isn't about betrayal, it's about exposure. They didn't change. They revealed themselves. And yes, that realization hurts. It shakes the social mirror we hold up to see ourselves. But it also liberates. Because once the fake falls away, you're free to connect with the real. With the people who don't need gossip to decide your worth. With the ones who see through noise and honor substance. That's the reward of staying silent while being smeared. It refines your circle. It sharpens your awareness. It deepens your self-respect. And what's more, your lack of reaction forces them to confront the truth alone. That's the beginning of karma. Not as revenge, but as clarity. They realize you didn't need to fight them to rise above them. You just had to remain unmoved. Their lies became heavy. Their narratives collapsed under the weight of your composure. And they're left wrestling with the truth they never wanted to face, that their entire attack was a reflection of their own inadequacy. Meanwhile, you, untouched, unshaken, become a mirror of everything they fear: resilience, composure, and unshakable dignity. And the beautiful part? You didn't have to prove anything. You just had to be. Stoicism tells us that true power lies in our response, or in our decision not to respond at all. It teaches us that strength is not in the shout, but in the silence. Not in the rage, but in the restraint. And when you live that truth, when you embody that Stoic steadiness, you become untouchable, not because they stop attacking, but because it no longer reaches you. The slander? It becomes background noise. The betrayal? A lesson. The lies? Just smoke in the wind. And you? You remain grounded, anchored in your truth, watching as karma, patient and precise, begins its quiet work. Because here's the twist they never expected: in trying to destroy your name, they amplified it. In trying to bury you, they planted you. And now, as you grow in silence, as you rise without explanation, your existence becomes the very proof they feared. Proof that you were never defined by their version of the story. You were defined by the way you held the line when every part of you wanted to break it. And in that holding, in that grace, you built something no smear campaign could erase: self-respect, inner peace, and a legacy that outlives every lie. That's the psychology of slander. It starts with fear. It feeds on projection. It falls apart under truth. And in the end, it reveals more about them than it ever did about you. So ask yourself, why would someone try to destroy your name? And more importantly, why would you ever let them succeed? When your worth is rooted in what you endure, not in what they invent, the answer becomes clear. You don't need to fight back. You just need to keep walking. Karma will do the rest. And when it does, you won't need to say a word. You'll already be living the truth they tried so hard to deny. 2. The distinction between reputation and character. How often do we mistake reputation for character? This is one of the greatest misunderstandings that can trap us in endless cycles of self-doubt and frustration. Reputation is what others think of you. It's the image projected on the surface, fragile and easily manipulated by gossip, envy, and misunderstanding. Character, on the other hand, is what you are deep within, forged quietly through trials, discipline, and integrity. Reputation can be tarnished overnight by a careless word or a malicious lie. Character withstands storms and grows stronger with each challenge. Think about it. If reputation were all that mattered, then wouldn't the loudest voices always win? But we know that's not how the world truly works. The people who shout the loudest often have the most fragile reputations because they rely on noise to distract from their lack of substance. Meanwhile, those who cultivate character often walk through storms with quiet dignity, their true selves revealed not by what they say, but by what they do when no one is watching. This distinction is vital in Stoic relationships, where value isn't placed on surface impressions but on authenticity and mutual respect grounded in reality. When people try to destroy your name, they attack your reputation, hoping to break your spirit by isolating you, making you question your worth in the eyes of others. But if you anchor yourself in character, if you know who you are regardless of external judgment, then their attacks are powerless. They are like shadows trying to touch something that is rooted in light. In Stoicism, this difference is more than philosophical, it's a survival tool. The Stoics teach us to care only for what we can control, and our character is exactly that. Reputation, by its nature, is beyond control, fluctuating with others' opinions and the whims of society. So why waste your energy defending a fragile reputation when your character is unbreakable? When you internalize this truth, you stop chasing approval. You stop letting every rumor unsettle your peace. You stop measuring yourself by the fluctuating opinions of those who may never understand you. This shift transforms your experience of betrayal and slander into an opportunity to reinforce your foundation. Your reputation may suffer temporarily, but your character remains intact and grows in strength, just like a tree that withstands storms by digging its roots deeper. Consider the examples history has given us: philosophers, leaders, and visionaries who were vilified in their time but whose character shines through the centuries. They were attacked, slandered, and misunderstood because their integrity threatened the fragile egos and false narratives of others. Yet, their character did not waver, and that's why their legacy remains unshaken. That's the paradox of reputation versus character. Reputation is easily manipulated, but character endures beyond the reach of lies and whispers. And when you begin to live this distinction fully, your resilience becomes unshakable. Your silence becomes a statement. Your refusal to defend every falsehood becomes a testament to your self-control and Stoic wisdom. You begin to see the difference between those who seek to build genuine connections and those who thrive on drama and manipulation. This clarity elevates your Stoic relationships, helping you to surround yourself with people who respect and honor your true self, rather than a distorted image painted by others. It's a slow process, sometimes painful, but deeply rewarding. As your character strengthens, the opinions of the masses lose their grip on your mind and spirit. You become less reactive and more centered, recognizing that the real battle is within, not in the court of public opinion. This understanding is transformative because it shifts your energy away from futile defenses and toward growth, purpose, and peace. You learn that your true worth is demonstrated by your consistent actions and your unyielding integrity, not by the fluctuating noise of reputations. And when others witness this steadiness, it commands respect even from those who once sought to bring you down. They may not admit it, but your strength unsettles them. They realize their slander has failed to touch your essence. And while they scramble to maintain their false narratives, you walk forward unbothered, secure in the knowledge that your character is your true legacy. So ask yourself, what matters more to you? The fragile approval of the crowd or the quiet power of your character? How much peace could you gain by releasing the need to defend a reputation that others are determined to distort? How differently would you live if you anchored your worth in the Stoic principle of self-mastery rather than external validation? These questions are not just philosophical, they are practical guides to freedom. And they bring us closer to the Stoic ideal, living according to nature, in harmony with reason, and in control of what truly belongs to us, our own minds and characters. In this space, slander loses its sting. Betrayal becomes a mirror reflecting others' insecurities, not your failure. And karma begins its patient work, restoring balance in ways that don't require your intervention. Remember, your character is the fire that forges your identity through trials. Reputation is the smoke that dissipates with the wind of truth. You may feel tempted to chase the smoke, to fight every rumor, to shout louder than your attackers, but Stoicism reminds us that real power is in restraint, in endurance, in the calm confidence that your true self is visible to those who matter, and that time will reveal the truth to all. This perspective is liberating. It frees you from the exhausting need to prove yourself and places your focus on becoming a person worthy of respect by your own standards. And as you walk this path, you'll find your relationships deepen, your peace grows, and your presence speaks louder than any defense ever could. This is the essence of Stoic relationships, bonds built on trust, integrity, and authenticity, not on surface appearances or transient opinions. So if you find yourself struggling with slander or betrayal, ask yourself, not who believes the lies, but who knows your truth. Anchor yourself in that truth. Cultivate your character with patience and discipline. And watch how the world shifts around you when you refuse to be defined by anything but your own virtue. If you find this insight valuable, like and comment. 1. To show your support. And don't forget to subscribe for more guidance on cultivating strength and wisdom through Stoicism and Stoic relationships. Together, we will build lives rooted in integrity that no storm can shake. 3. Silence as a strategy, not weakness. Have you ever wondered why silence can feel so heavy when you're being attacked? Why the absence of a response is often mistaken for surrender or weakness? In a world that values noise and immediate reactions, silence can be misunderstood. But what if silence was not a sign of defeat, but the greatest form of power? This is the paradox that many fail to see. When someone tries to destroy your name, the natural human instinct is to fight back, to shout, to defend, to correct every false accusation. But the Stoic approach challenges us to question this impulse. Is reacting to every attack truly the wisest path? Or is there a deeper strength in restraint? Silence, when wielded intentionally, is a strategy rooted in discipline and emotional mastery. It is the conscious choice to not give your energy to those who seek to provoke you. Consider the nature of conflict. Those who slander and spread lies often thrive on chaos. They want you to respond emotionally because your reaction fuels their narrative. Your outrage becomes the spotlight they crave, your defense their justification to keep the drama alive. But when you choose silence, you withhold that fuel. You deny them the reaction that validates their story. In doing so, you shift the power dynamic. You refuse to be pulled into their emotional battlefield. This is not apathy or indifference. It is a profound act of control over your own mind and emotions. Silence becomes a shield, protecting your inner peace and character. This is the core of Stoicism, mastery over what is within your control, including your responses. The greatest warriors of the mind don't waste energy battling every insult. They conserve it for building themselves stronger and wiser. Think about the people you respect who face slander or betrayal. Did they crumble under the pressure, or did they rise with calm composure? Their silence was a statement louder than any argument could be. It was a message that their power was anchored deep within, immune to the shallow strikes of gossip and lies. Silence also creates space for clarity. When you don't react immediately, you give yourself time to observe, reflect, and understand the situation fully. You separate facts from emotions, truth from manipulation. This mental space is a powerful tool in discerning who truly matters in your life and who thrives on negativity. In Stoic relationships, this clarity helps cultivate connections based on mutual respect and understanding rather than drama and chaos. Moreover, silence unsettles those who live for conflict. They expect retaliation, and when it doesn't come, it confuses and disarms them. Your calm presence becomes their mirror, reflecting their own instability back at them. This discomfort can cause them to falter, exposing their true intentions and weakening their influence. In contrast, those grounded in Stoicism understand that not every battle is theirs to fight. Choosing when to engage and when to remain silent is a hallmark of emotional maturity and wisdom. It's an acknowledgement that some fights are beneath us because winning them would cost more than they're worth: our peace, our dignity, our focus on what truly matters. This discipline is not easy. It demands a steady mind and a strong spirit. It requires you to hold your ground even when provoked, to resist the urge to defend yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. It means accepting that some people will never see your truth, no matter how much you explain. But that acceptance is liberating. It frees you from the exhausting cycle of proving yourself to others and lets you direct your energy toward growth and healing. In this way, silence is not empty, it's full of intention. It's an active choice to prioritize your inner fortress over external noise. And as you maintain this stance, you become untouchable not because attacks stop, but because they no longer affect you. Your silence becomes a kind of armor, a space where your character strengthens while your detractors weaken. This principle is essential in Stoic relationships, where emotional maturity is prized above drama and impulse. When both parties practice restraint and deep understanding, conflict loses its destructive power, and trust deepens. The silence between words becomes fertile ground for growth and mutual respect. Lastly, silence invites karma to work in its own time. When you refuse to react with anger or bitterness, you allow the natural balance of justice to unfold quietly and inevitably. You don't need to shout your innocence or plot revenge because karma remembers every action and intention. It is patient, precise, and relentless. While you focus on living rightly, karma deals with those who spread falsehoods and hatred. In the end, your silence is not a void. It's a statement of profound strength. It declares that you are above the noise, unshaken by the attempts to drag you down. It reflects a mind that has fought the internal battle between pride and peace, ego and wisdom, and chosen the latter. That choice is the essence of Stoicism and the foundation for a life of true freedom and resilience. So ask yourself, when faced with slander or betrayal, what does your silence say about you? Is it a sign of weakness, or a sign that you have mastered your response and refuse to be controlled by chaos? How might embracing silence as a strategy change the way you navigate conflict and protect your inner peace? These are the questions that lead to transformation, questions that guide you from reaction to reflection, from turmoil to tranquility. In the silence, you don't just endure, you become unbreakable. You become the calm in the storm, the rooted tree that cannot be uprooted by the winds of gossip or deceit. And that is a power no one can take from you. 4. The role of karma in justice. What if the universe operates with a deeper sense of balance than we often perceive? What if every action, every word, every intention is recorded, not by human courts or gossip, but by an unseen justice far more precise and patient? That is the essence of karma, a concept often misunderstood and misrepresented. Karma is not about instant revenge or poetic punishment. It is about natural balance and consequences that inevitably unfold, regardless of our awareness or intervention. When someone tries to destroy your name, when they smear your reputation and twist the truth, they set into motion forces far greater than themselves. But here's the critical question: do you believe that justice is immediate, or do you trust in a process that transcends time and personal will? The teachings of Stoicism, with their deep respect for nature's order and the acceptance of what cannot be controlled, guide us toward understanding karma not as a quick fix but as an inevitable return to balance. This return is not a spectacle, it's a quiet, persistent unfolding that catches up with every choice made in ignorance, cruelty, or malice. Imagine the weight of every lie, every betrayal, every deliberate harm accumulating like invisible chains around those who wield them. The psychological toll of living with deceit, the erosion of trust in their own character, the sleepless nights haunted by guilt, all these are parts of karma's work, its subtle but relentless correction. And unlike human judgment, which can be swayed by influence, bias, or corruption, karma operates with impartial precision. It does not hurry or delay based on emotion. It simply balances the scales according to the truth of actions and intentions. In the silence of your own endurance and composure, karma is quietly observing, preparing to restore what has been broken. You may have seen those who tried to harm you flourish temporarily, shielded by false stories or manipulated perceptions. That can feel like injustice, like the universe has turned a blind eye. But remember this: patience is not weakness, and delay is not denial. Karma's timing is perfect because it is aligned with growth and deeper learning. It lets people walk their chosen paths until they encounter the full consequences of their deeds, often in ways no one but themselves can witness. This process is spiritual and psychological, as much as it is external. The torment of living with deception, the isolation caused by broken trust, the erosion of one's soul under the weight of lies, these are karmic consequences that no earthly punishment can replicate. Meanwhile, you, the one who endured without becoming bitter, who chose peace over retaliation, are steadily building a life rooted in integrity. Your healing is itself a form of justice, a testament to the power of resilience and the truth that karma honors. This understanding shifts your perspective on betrayal and slander. It releases you from the need to seek revenge or public vindication. You no longer have to prove yourself to the very people who thrived on your downfall. Instead, you entrust justice to the natural order, focusing on your own growth and peace. This is not passivity, it is active wisdom. It is an application of Stoicism in its purest form, acceptance of what you cannot control and mastery over your own mind and actions. Through this lens, karma is not a threat but a promise. A promise that truth will reveal itself, that balance will be restored, that those who harmed you will face the consequences of their choices, not through your hands, but through the unfolding of life itself. This belief frees you from bitterness and empowers you to live authentically, knowing that your character and actions will be honored by the universe. And as karma works quietly, your silence and restraint become louder than any defense. Your presence becomes a living proof that justice exists beyond human limitations. In this way, karma transforms from a concept into a living reality within your Stoic relationships and personal journey. It teaches patience, trust, and faith, not in external validation, but in the inherent order of life and the power of truth. So I ask you, how does embracing the role of karma and justice change the way you view betrayal? Can you let go of the urge to retaliate, and instead trust in a process greater than yourself? How might your peace deepen when you release the burden of seeking immediate vindication? These questions are not just philosophical, they are invitations to liberation. They call you to embody Stoicism by living with integrity, composure, and patience, knowing that karma is working on your behalf. If this resonates with you, please like this video and comment, 1, to show your support. And don't forget to subscribe to continue growing with us in Stoicism and Stoic relationships. Together, we will walk the path of strength, wisdom, and enduring peace. 5. The transformation in the shadows. Have you ever noticed how the darkest moments of your life often become the crucible for the greatest transformations? When someone tries to destroy your name, it can feel like the world is collapsing around you, like the shadows are swallowing your light. But what if those very shadows were not your enemies, but your teachers? What if the pain and isolation you endure in silence are the very conditions necessary for a profound rebirth? This is a truth that Stoicism embraces deeply. Adversity is not punishment, but an opportunity for growth. The trials you face in the shadows refine you, stripping away superficial attachments and forcing you to confront your true self. It is in this solitude, away from the noise of judgment and falsehoods, that your character is forged like steel under fire. You begin to understand that your worth is not measured by the applause of the crowd or the approval of others, but by your own steadfastness. This transformation is often invisible to those around you because it happens internally, quietly, persistently, and with relentless determination. You build resilience not by avoiding the storm but by standing firm in its midst. The betrayal and slander that once threatened to break you become the very fuel that powers your evolution. In this process, you shed the need for external validation and embrace a deeper connection with yourself and your principles. Your silence is not absence but presence, an embodiment of control and dignity. This internal metamorphosis changes how you see yourself and your relationships. You learn to distinguish between those who are truly loyal and those who are only present for convenience or gain. The shadows reveal the true nature of others, helping you refine your circle to include only those who honor your growth and authenticity. This is where Stoic relationships become invaluable. Connections based on mutual respect, trust, and shared commitment to personal integrity rather than superficial appearances or fleeting emotions. The transformation in the shadows also brings clarity about what matters most. It dissolves illusions and false hopes, allowing you to focus on what is real and lasting. You cultivate patience, knowing that true change takes time and that the seeds you plant in silence will bloom in their own season. This perspective shifts your focus from reacting to external chaos to nurturing your inner world. You become a gardener of your soul, tending to it with discipline, wisdom, and care. As you emerge from the shadows, you carry with you scars not as marks of shame but as badges of survival and strength. These scars tell the story of your endurance, of battles fought and won within. They are a testament to your ability to withstand pain without becoming bitter, to face injustice without losing your sense of self. And this story resonates deeply with those who have faced similar trials, creating a powerful sense of solidarity and respect. In embracing this transformation, you embody the essence of Stoicism, acceptance of what you cannot change, mastery over your responses, and a commitment to living in accordance with reason and virtue. This path is not easy. It requires courage to face the shadows rather than flee them, to stand alone when others turn away, and to keep moving forward when the weight of the world feels unbearable. But it is also profoundly liberating. It frees you from the chains of resentment, fear, and false narratives. It reconnects you with your true self, the part of you that is unshakable, wise, and whole. This transformation also recalibrates your understanding of power. You realize that real power is not about dominance or control over others but about self-mastery and integrity. It is the ability to remain calm and centered amidst chaos, to act with intention rather than reaction, and to build a life that reflects your highest values. This shift changes your relationship with karma as well. You see that the justice you seek is not about punishment but about balance and growth. The shadows that once seemed to imprison you become the foundation for a new beginning, a beginning rooted in truth, resilience, and authentic strength. So ask yourself, how have your darkest moments shaped who you are today? What have you learned about yourself in the silence and solitude of betrayal? How might embracing your transformation in the shadows change the way you move forward? These questions invite reflection and growth, guiding you toward a life of greater wisdom and peace. Remember, the person you become through adversity is far more powerful than the one you were before. Your scars are proof that you survived. Your resilience is proof that you are becoming unbreakable. And your continued growth is proof that no attempt to destroy your name can ever erase your true self. 6. The inevitable exposure of truth. Have you ever considered how truth behaves in the face of relentless falsehood? How no matter how loud the lies are shouted, or how carefully the stories are twisted, truth remains an unmovable force waiting patiently beneath the surface. This is the profound reality that Stoicism embraces, reminding us that while reputation can be manipulated, the essence of who we truly are cannot be hidden forever. The process of exposing truth is rarely immediate or dramatic. Instead, it unfolds quietly and inevitably, like a slow dawn breaking through the night. When people try to destroy your name, they operate on the assumption that shadows can cover the light indefinitely. They believe their whispers and rumors can rewrite history or silence your voice. But truth has a long memory. It does not rush, nor does it falter. It waits for the moment when the noise of lies dies down, allowing clarity to emerge. Consider how the loudest voices often reveal their own insecurities and desperation. In their frantic attempts to distort reality, they scatter clues that reveal more about their fears than about your character. The more they speak, the more transparent their motives become. And as those around you begin to question the motives behind the slander, the cracks in their stories widen. This slow unraveling is not just the work of external observers but also of time itself. time being the ultimate judge and witness. Patience becomes your ally as you trust in this natural unfolding. You don't need to rush to prove your innocence or defend yourself at every turn. Instead, you focus on living with integrity, knowing that your actions will speak louder than any false narrative. This is where Stoicism offers powerful guidance. It teaches us that our peace does not depend on others' perceptions but on our own virtue and discipline. When you embody this principle, you become unshakable. Your calm presence and consistent behavior create a contrast so stark that the truth becomes undeniable. Over time, those who once doubted you begin to see the difference between noise and substance. They witness your resilience, your authenticity, and your refusal to be dragged into the chaos of drama. This recognition is not always immediate, but it is inevitable. As the truth reveals itself, relationships that were based on falsehoods dissolve, while those grounded in genuine respect and understanding deepen. This natural selection of connections refines your social circle, aligning you with those who value Stoic relationships founded on honesty and integrity rather than fleeting appearances. The exposure of truth also serves as a powerful lesson for those who attempted to harm you. While you do not seek revenge or public humiliation, karma works quietly, allowing their masks to slip and their true selves to be seen. Their attempts to control your image backfire, revealing their own vulnerabilities and fears. This exposure is a form of justice that does not require your intervention but flows naturally from the principles of cause and effect. It reminds us that while we cannot control others' actions or beliefs, we can control how we live and respond. In choosing to live with courage, patience, and authenticity, you invite truth to shine through, illuminating not only your path but also the reality of those around you. This is the ultimate vindication, living so fully in your truth that no lie can overshadow your light. So ask yourself, how might embracing patience and integrity change the way you face false accusations? What strength can you draw from trusting that truth will inevitably surface? How does this perspective transform your understanding of justice and karma? These reflections invite you to step into a place of peace and power, grounded in Stoic wisdom. They encourage you to release the burden of proving yourself and instead focus on becoming the person you know you are. As you embody this, your life becomes a testament to the unbreakable strength of character and the enduring power of truth. If you resonate with this message, please like this video and comment, number 1, to show your support. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights into Stoicism and Stoic relationships. Together, we'll continue to build lives of resilience, wisdom, and unwavering integrity. In reflecting on the journey of having your name tried to be destroyed, it's important to recognize that the ultimate power does not lie in the voices that seek to tear you down, but in the quiet resilience and unwavering integrity that you cultivate within yourself. They may have believed their slander, their whispers, their manipulations could diminish your presence, break your spirit, or rewrite your story, but what they failed to understand is that your true essence was never theirs to claim or distort. The path of Stoicism teaches us that the external world, with all its chaos, opinions, and judgments, is beyond our true control. What lies within, our character, our values, our response, is the only realm where power resides. You stood firm not because the road was easy, but because your foundation was deeper than any storm. You endured the betrayal without losing your composure, you faced false accusations without retaliating in kind, and you chose peace over chaos when every instinct screamed otherwise. This is not weakness, it is the hallmark of strength that echoes through the ages, the strength found in the great philosophers and leaders who understood that true victory is mastering oneself rather than conquering others. When people tried to destroy your name, they were not simply attacking you, they were reacting to the light you carried, the truth you embodied, and the force of your authentic self. Envy and fear often masquerade as hostility, and those who cannot rise to your level resort to pulling you down. But you refused to descend. Instead, you rose. The scars you carry are not wounds of defeat but badges of survival, evidence of a life tested and tempered by fire. Through the trials, you discovered the transformative power of silence, not as submission, but as strategic mastery. In that silence, your true strength grew, unshaken by the noise of falsehoods, untouchable by the venom of lies. This silence unsettles those who live for drama because it mirrors back the chaos they cannot control and the weakness they hide from the world. Meanwhile, karma, ever patient and impartial, observed your journey, noting every act of cruelty, every betrayal, and every falsehood spoken. But it also noted your restraint, your dignity, your refusal to become bitter. Karma does not rush to punish, it waits for the right moment, balancing the scales not for revenge but for justice and truth. You did not need to chase justice, you only needed to endure and grow. And in this endurance, you built a legacy no smear campaign could erase, a legacy of character, integrity, and peace. Your reputation, once fragile and vulnerable to attack, now shines as a testament to the unyielding strength of your spirit. The exposure of truth, the inevitable unraveling of lies, and the quiet collapse of false narratives affirm that reputation is but a shadow, while character is the solid ground beneath your feet. Your experience illuminates the vital distinction between these two, teaching you to anchor yourself not in fleeting opinions but in enduring virtue. Along this path, you refined your relationships, shedding those who thrived on falsehood and embracing those who valued authenticity. Your Stoic relationships became a sanctuary of trust and mutual respect, free from the toxic noise of gossip and betrayal. You learned that true connection is not forged in drama but in the steady flame of shared values and genuine understanding. This growth is a testament to the transformative power of Stoicism in navigating life's trials, reminding us that wisdom and peace arise from mastery over self, not control over others. As you move forward, your silence continues to speak volumes. It is the loudest declaration of your strength, the sharpest refutation of your detractors. It creates space for karma to work quietly but surely, restoring balance and revealing truth without your interference. This patience is a profound act of faith, in yourself, in justice, and in the natural order of the world. So now, as you stand in the light of your own resilience, reflect on what this journey has taught you. What have you gained from the shadows? How has your character been refined through adversity? How has embracing silence and patience transformed your life and your relationships? These are not just questions to ponder but invitations to embody a higher way of being, a way where your worth is unshakable, your peace inviolable, and your growth unstoppable. The people who tried to destroy you created instead the strongest version of you, a version grounded in truth, resilience, and unwavering dignity. This version does not look back with bitterness or seek closure from those who wronged it. It moves forward with grace, embodying the highest ideals of Stoicism and living proof that karma never forgets. Your story is not one of defeat but of transformation, a powerful lesson that those who attempt to tear others down only reveal their own fears and weaknesses, while those who endure with strength and integrity become untouchable pillars of wisdom and peace. In embracing this truth, you reclaim your power and inspire others to do the same, creating ripples of courage and authenticity that extend far beyond the trials you have faced. Remember, your legacy is built not on the words spoken against you but on the actions you take in spite of them. Keep walking with steadfastness, keep building with purpose, and keep shining with the light of your true self. The world may try to bury you in lies, but you are the fire that cannot be extinguished. This is your victory. This is your peace. And this is the profound justice that karma honors in the silence of your resilience.